Hello everybody, and today we are going to be looking at a World War IV possibility. No, World War III possibility. So this is my prediction on World War III. It's my prediction, so if y'all disagree with it, it's fine. But this is my World War III prediction. So we see all the powers of the world, well, all of the interactive powers, and you might be wondering, United States people, hey, why is NATO red? And all the good guys red. Well, in this time, they aren't the good guys, because I honestly think that World War III will begin because of NATO. It will probably begin over here in like Belarus, Ukraine area. It might actually begin in Belarus. Where from here I think that the war would begin over here in Belarus, where we have an accidental shooting happen from the Polish, and Polish troops start to enter into Belarus. From here, Vladimir Putin hears the letter, here's what happened, and he is infuriated. But now Belarus troops start to fire back, and they kick Poland out of their nation. And then all of NATO declares war on Belarus and Russia. Then Russia calls all of their allies. So this is where all the fighting begins over here in Europe. First off, Polish troops move through with Lithuanian troops to encircle Kaliningrad, which they eventually do that. Now, Poland's new plan is to attack straight through Belarus. Their troops move in very fast with Ukraine. But no need to fear because Russian troops have arrived. And from here, you're about to get absolutely jumped. Well, actually not for long, because then Mr. President Donald Trump hears about this, and it is like, what the frick? He calls up with Vladimir Putin saying, hey, end this war right now. Putin says, why, sir? And they get into a big argument on the phone. They both hang up. And Serbian troops start to move through a lot of these nations. Like, they moved a little bit through Romania, and they start an invasion up into Hungary. Eventually, though, Hungary starts to collapse as Serbian troops are just absolutely destroying them. But no need to fear, because Turkish troops have arrived, including with the Italian Navy. Italian Navy forces start to push back the Serbians. And good luck to Serbia, because now you're being completely pushed back. All your forces are dead. They're done. You have no support from your allies, so why are you even fighting? So, GG's. You're kind of gone. Bye-bye. You get capitulated easy. Now a giant European front. A very giant European front happens. This front, it looks something like this. This is the European front, they call it. Their goal is put a lot of troops on these areas here to make sure that nothing will happen. Russia realizes something. I could just steamroll through the Baltics. Vladimir Putin calls for immediate missile launches throughout Estonia, which soon Russian troops follow in. They move through to stop the European front as Estonia and Latvia are cut off, and Estonia starts to capitulate. Eventually, Estonia does capitulate from here. Sooner or later, we have Latvia just collapse. They're being freaking absolutely demolished, obliterated. Then Lithuania, though, they stand a higher chance because of Poland right on their border helping them. But finally, United States troops arrive. But over here in the U.S., what are these guys up to? they're up to jumping the frick out of Venezuela. They're like up to doing this. So if you're wondering what's going to happen to Venezuela, Colombian troops enter in with Brazilian, Guyana troops. But this doesn't go very far as you enter into a very dead range where Venezuela starts to call for every single person in the nation to enlist in the military. And they need oil. You can probably find out what's about to happen. Oh, yep. Why not just start plopping through Guyana? Guyana's military is very weak. Brazilians don't have their military here. Then it's just like, so then the USA, these guys are like, USA, help. Naval battles. Naval battles. Alright, add new layer real quick. Because we are now seeing the navies of the world. Alright, USA and their allies' navy. Bruh. Alright, never mind. Get rid of that. Alright. USA. They go right for the coast. As soon as possible, they get right to the coast. Well, first off, copy this, duplicate layer. Alright, so USA Navy, it looks something like this. It's very strong with, well, the Navy looks something like this, and it pounds right into the coast of Cuba. It surrounds the main island. Well, it surrounds everything. And, from here, U.S. troops start to enter into Cuba. And as soon as possible, these troops flood in. They attack all to these major cities. The Cuban leaders, like, they just resign. They're captured too. And GG's to Cuba because you're done. You're gone. Alright, now USA has literal direct contact to Colombia, Venezuela I meant. And oh no, they just some stuff. They even start a military offensive for Guyana, and eventually though this works very well. Eventually though, Vladimir Putin looks at all of their allies and realizes, why are my allies like folding like this? Like they're folding so much. Eventually though, all Venezuela's military gets gone. Everything gets destroyed of Venezuela. But then over here, we have a Russian front continuing. It pushes most of NATO forces outside of Belarus. Russia realizes this. Ukraine doesn't have any soldiers in though from NATO, or do they? So Russian troops start to just flood in from here. But what does the NATO alliance not realize? Belarus has their own plan too. Russia just uses Belarus to just absolutely demolish it. Oh, Kiev has just been captured. And Belarus just decides to fully join Russia. Cause why not, bro? Alright, so Belarus is technically Russia. Alright, there. Russian troops start to push back completely. They push everything. So this was the war before Russia became a little smart. This is after this was before the war. Well, this was at the beginning of the war. Russia was advancing very far. Now, this is the war. Oh, this is the war now. And let's just continue the good part for Russia. Russian troops start to blockade a lot of these European troops, like literally rolling through Moldova like that. Well, just like that. That was like a day. And then you see a lot of NATO troops being encircled. And then randomly, that day, a missile, or should I say, nuclear bomb. Yep, you heard me. A nuclear bomb goes right for Russia's capital. But luckily it is shot down before it can get to Russia. Russia is infuriated. Well, who shot this nuke? France. They shot a nuclear bomb at Russia. And Russia starts firing all their nuclear bombs right at France. Depositing all of them right on France. Germany too, Netherlands a couple times, Belgium a couple times. This gets really bad as Italy starts to get bombed, and then Russia gets bombed even more by the USA. All over their nation, they're getting bombed. Vladimir Putin died. There's a new leader. He's way younger, and he's way more better of a leader for Russia. Kyiv is bombed right after by Russia. And then Russia just decides to pour out their nukes right on Ukraine. First off, text, how many nukes does Russia have right now off of all the nuclear explosions that destroyed actually a couple of their bombs? They have around 2,000, this needs to be bigger. Bigger. 2,533 left. What about USA? Well, they still have around 5,000. Wait, they have 5. Oh. All right, so we're gonna make this yellow so we can see it. 5,233. They have a lot of nukes. Russia is not too happy about this. Not at all. Russia doesn't want the USA to be... Oh, bro. Stop. Alright, this gets Russia really mad. And no need to worry, because USA, your cities are about to be absolutely engulfed in nuclear bombs. As Washington, D.C. is destroyed, and your nation starts to get bombed everywhere by nuclear attacks. Not just from one side, the other too. Who is shooting these other nukes? China. Oh no, oh no. You shouldn't have done that, China. All your major cities are being absolutely destroyed. Beijing is bombed right there. Nuclear bombs will get better because South Korea starts to get bombed too. Everything, all these nations get bombed. India, you're being bombed too. Oh, now Pakistan's being bombed. Now Afghanistan's being bombed. Oh, Iran, bro. Oh no, 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 no. All right, Saudi Arabia, you're being bombed. All right, Palestine, you just got bombed by Israel. All right, all these bombs are hitting everywhere. Russia, they start realizing like all these bombs are just like hitting like fast. All right, nuclear bombs are getting worse because now Madrid just got bombed in Spain. Russia then uses a really powerful bomb to blow up in the ocean, so that tidal waves start crashing into France. And from here, they could also... Russia looks at their allies and realizes, oh, Japan. Boom, boom, boom. Japan is getting absolutely decimated by nuclear bombs. Well, really powerful ones now. But Russia, some of their nukes accidentally fall out their thing in China. Actually a lot. Well, what caused this? Oh, USA. They kind of did some crypto hack. They kind of did some cyber hacking. And some of their hackers were able to make the plane drop the nukes. And once they find, oh no, 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 this isn't good. This isn't not good. All right, so, well, Russia realizes a problem. Saudi Arabia has a lot of oil. Oh yeah, we gotta blow that oil up. All right, so this like blows up a lot of like, oh yeah, yeah, like they bomb a lot. Somalia, they started getting bombed. South Sudan too. This is not even a war. This is just nuclear freaking war. Full-on nuclear war. All right, these nukes don't get better with Russia getting bombed everywhere too. But finally, guess what the USA has in plan? To change the tides of the war. Instead of a nuclear war, USA builds a nuclear wall. They tell everybody of these certain areas to leave immediately as a nuclear wall was being built. What is a nuclear wall, you may ask? It's a full-blown nuclear wall made of nuclear bombs that exploded. Alright, so they make a nuclear wall. They also start bombing Russia a lot, basically making another nuclear wall. All these nations are very weakened by the nuclear attacks. All the nations that were a part of this war have been bombed more than once. Norway been bombed a lot. So the world is looking at this like dying, like what the frick? If y'all want to see the whole nuclear thing, let's start zooming out from here. Oh, there's a lot of there've been a lot of nuclear bombs used. They don't stop though as Brazil starts to get bombed. Venezuela getting bombed. Mexico being bombed. So the full-on nuclear war would look something like this. And around 13 million troops right here are starting to enter into India. Hazmat suits are needed. Kashmir is now being entered in by Pakistan troops. Well, not just Pakistan troops, Chinese troops too. They enter into northern India, which is Kashmir, and from here Pakistani troops start to enter through in India. Don't forget, India has nuclear bombs too. They can straight up freaking decimate. They can decimate Pakistan off the planet. They also know where all their nuclear sites are located, which that's kind of good for India. But anyways, the troops, they start to back, like all these. Pakistan absolutely starts to destroy India. Nepal starts to be slowly invaded by Pakistan troops. Oh no, a flood of Indian troops flood in. They push up and start to enter into Pakistan. There's a wall here, right here. There's around 17 million troops right there. India has just recruited 51 million. Yeah, you heard me. And this is like decimating for the wall. And from here, Indian troops start to absolutely destroy Pakistani armies, including all the Russian armies too here. Surprisingly though, well, not even surprisingly, Russia's not fighting India. Now India is absolutely destroying everybody. So why are they absolutely destroying everybody? Oh, boom. They move around through the nation of Pakistan, and Pakistan authorities surrender over to India. As they realized their nation was just too weak from the start, they matched with India. India is now the second strongest nation in the world, ahead of Russia, and now is tying with the USA. USA starts to send major economic benefits to India to help them with their campaigns. Eventually, Indian troops finally get to the Chinese territory of Tibet. Well, what does India have to do right now to stop everything right here from going bad in Tibet? Basically, you got some nuclear bombs left over, and you just start bombing Tibet like crazy. USA is gonna help you with this, obviously, because India needs some help for this, because these are major bombing areas. So, they start bombing a lot of areas right here in Tibet. The world looks at this like, what the frick? The rest of India's nuclear bombs have been released, and they are starting a new campaign of making more. But Chinese troops want to stop India from getting into them and pushes them back. But Indian troops aren't just giving up there. They start to heavily flood into Myanmar. And this is really bad because now China's in danger. And Myanmar is in a civil war. India picks a side in this civil war and just kicks Myanmar out the war. Myanmar had no chance against India the whole time. Laos is absolutely being jumped right now. Alright, Indian troops are now able to move through the Himalayas because the bombs literally destroyed the Himalayas. They're no longer there. But they still have to put hazmat suits on. So now China realizes a problem. The Himalayas are destroyed, and India can just start flooding in. And China's like, no, we ain't letting that happen. So they pull all their troops from North Korea and start attacking right back against India, but that's not going to do much. Because guess what's happening? North Korea is getting destroyed by South Korea. Troops from South Korea enter into North Korea now really easily, and North Korea has to surrender. Alright, so right now the world is in literal nuclear destruction. Alright, let's continue over here in Europe. Oh, Africa. We haven't talked about Africa yet. Alright, so